What's up, everybody? You know what time it is. It's October. I'm making a video, so you know that I'm wrapping up another tournament. This one is a little closer to home. The good old Reboot Monthly in Macon, the October one. I've been skipping on the other ones, which I've been slacking. That's a better way to put it. But this one needs some talk. 31 people pulled up, and I'm pretty sure they actually hit some records, both with the number of attendance they had and for the games. But let's go through this real quick. Quicker than the tournament happened. Ha ha ha. So, Dragon Ball. This one was pretty cool to me because this is a pretty good example of the power of social media. And for you to really get what I'm saying, you'd have to go look at D3 King's Twitter. If you don't know who he is, D3 King is he's a kid sponsored by Double Helix from Warner Robins, like the heart of Middle Georgia. Dragon Ball player, Ultimate player, but he's got a lot of passion and drive for what he does. And it's kind of funny because me being somebody who's been around for ages and has seen like a lot of what you can think of, I looked at the Dragon Ball tournament, I saw who showed up, and I was like, there's the only person who could possibly beat him, or even be a contest to him really, was Leo, another Middle Georgia player, Macon player. But he had to leave early. In spite of what this says, don't believe that, alright? So it's like, there's nobody going to beat D3 King, and it's just like some random local monthly, right? But no, this kid, the way he goes on about it, and he doesn't do this in a bad light. He does this in a very positive, like, progressive light. The way he talks about it, though, and, like, is in his own corner, it makes it sound like he went and, like, he won a GB or a +2, he won a regional. Hell, if it wasn't for the fact that he says that his goal is to win a major, you might think that he won a major because he's just so proud of his play. Said that he's been seeing the results of having an actual practice regimen. His reactions were looking good, and there is footage to go along with this whenever it gets uploaded. And it's just a real reminder. It was a reminder to me that it's not always about like how big and prestigious the tournament is or like how stiff the competition is. There's a lot of times where it's like, did I play good? Cool. And that's what this was about. What else? Soul Calibur. This is another pretty interesting example of people just getting rewards for their efforts. I will question how much effort went there because I saw it in finals. Some people don't know no characters. I get to say that because I trained a good bit with Black Star and Leon. But still, two people who are pretty into Soul Calibur. I don't want to specifically say passionate because if you listen to Black Star lately, yeah, I get to say that. But nah, it was a good one. Now here's the important thing to note about Soul Calibur. Look at this number right here. It says 13. Unless I'm mistaken, 13 has been the highest, largest, biggest, whatever number you want to say, Soul Calibur tournament in Georgia since the Skill Shot Invitational. Now, that kind of blows my mind to think that there have been like 4 or 5 months since then, meaning there have been 8 or 10 monthly tournaments up in Atlanta. They have weekly tournaments for it in Atlanta, and I rarely see them have a tournament. Like, I mean, the last one that happened, not including the one that happened yesterday as well, Mikosu's weekly, that had 6. But last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? It was 2 weeks ago at +2. +2 had a 2-man tournament. And that was one of the biggest ones in a while because they had a tournament. But yeah, down in Macon, 13-man tournament. And we got to bring it home to the Ojo. Moving on. Tekken. Tekken was also really cool. Tekken was cool for... Tekken was a good example of why a training partner is extremely valuable. All right? So, Shaolin won. All right, let me put that out there. Shaolin won. But he would not have won this tournament without the help of Korean Panda. And myself, apparently. I didn't do anything. So, somewhere before top 3, Shaolin played against Jester. I guess to give you some backstory, Shaolin is... I can't tell you exactly where he's from. He's not from Macon. I don't want to say he's from Atlanta. And I know he's not from Columbus, even though he hangs with Korean Panda a good bit. But he's a well-known law player in the state. Pretty strong player. He's like tier 2-ish, tier 3-ish, depending on how you do the tiers for the Tekken players. But he's a pretty strong Tekken player. Jester is a Yoshimitsu player from Macon. And he's not very well traveled, but with the tournament experience he has and the play experience that he has, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's not a slouch. And so somewhere before the top 3, these two played. And just like this shows, Jester beat Shaolin. Now, again, Jester plays Yoshimitsu, excuse me. And Yoshi is not like the most common character. So Shaolin didn't have a real game plan for it. Like, that's putting it as PC as possible. Like, punish game was not there, was getting strung up to the ceiling, just didn't have a real clue what was going on. But lucky for him, he came with his homeboy Korean Panda. And KP, LOL, actually knows a good bit of Yoshi. So they sat in the corner before top 3, and they whipped out laptops. Like, both of them literally had their own laptop, but they both got on one laptop. And Korean Panda gave him a pretty thorough rundown of what Yoshimitsu is, what's real, the truth of strings, what needs to be cleaned up. Basically handed him a game plan, which is half of the story, right? Because, I mean, this happens a good bit. You know, you have your friend, like, actually point out some stuff to you, and it's another thing to actually sit down and go through the motions in the heat of a tournament. But to be able to take that information and regurgitate it into a win, like, not just a win, but a pretty convincing grand finals, it was pretty cool to watch. It's pretty cool to watch. And last but not least, it finally happened. All right, I'm gonna just like cut off the window right here, because these are all like stunt doubles and whatnot. Even you, Neil, haha. And Ace got 30, tried to hold it down for Macon again, to no avail. But he actually had to play Painbot this time. And the reason why he had to play Painbot is because Bates beat Painbot. Not once, because he's done it once before. He did that at Southern Fried Gaming Expo. But he did it twice. And it was to the point of where, on his last legs, Painbot decided that he was going to try to pull the bracket together, try to get a reset without his Haomaru that he's been playing lately, but with his old Tam Tam. And he got a game. But that game led to the return of a Bates Jubei. And his Jubei is still there. His Jubei is still there. But yeah, that's pretty short simple wrap up of the reboot series of the monthly, excuse me, not the whole series because they still got more. Next week on the 2nd, I should have had this all prepared. Give me a calendar. On the 2nd, they're doing like a charity event at Reboot. And then they already have the details posted up for the next monthly. I'll put it in the links. Let me just keep it simple. Because I'm not trying to drag this on any longer than it needs to be. And with that, that means it's time for me to be out of here. Peace.